Sagittarius, I must say that doing this love block reading felt like a battle for me. Getting the cards out here felt like a battle. It just felt challenging to get the messages out. I can't really describe it. And when I have that experience, I usually don't even talk about it on camera. It's just something that I'll keep in mind. But I needed to share that with you because I also might be feeling and sensing and embodying what this has been feeling like for you, Sagittarius. So there are going to be messages for those of you who are obviously in a connection. There's a placement for the vibe of the connection. I have placements related to the block just for you and the block just for your person. And then there are probably going to be messages for those of you who are single or you're separated right now and you're still trying to work out what's best for you. I felt like there is a message here for a single Sagittarius as well, moving forward. So let's get into it. The overall block in the connection, this is for you and someone else that you're connected with right now, is the Page of Wands. Two things with the Page of Wands that came up is that the block is related to heated, challenged, angry words that tend to get in the way of in communication. When it's time to communicate something, there's passion and the communication gets flared up real quick. And another thing that's coming up with this Page of Wands, for some of you, the block is related to having a desire that you're not able to act on. And in the last love reading that I did, I think it was their true feelings for you or how they really feel about you. There was a little bit of this theme that was popping up about desire and not knowing how to act on it. And I think it was related to you probably wanting to experience some other experience in love, but kind of feeling trapped in what you were in some way or something like that. That's not exactly what's happening here, but there definitely still is this vibe of desire, but not feeling confident that you can act on that. Or in this connection, someone in this connection, you or this other person, I feel like it's you, Sagittarius, not feeling like you can act on what it is that you really want or to express love the way you really want. And as a matter of fact, for some of you, you're separated right now and you're probably texting each other, you're trying to communicate with each other, but it feels spicy right now for those of you who are working through that. But there's inaction happening right now. That is the biggest love block in the connection for you. There's inactivity, there's no movement right now. I asked God, angel, spirit guides about what is contributing to this desire or inflamed communication that's caused you to be not on the same page right now, not in a good place right now. And the Seven of Pentacles popped out in reverse. There's something about feeling like you're able to grow with this person or this person feeling like they're able to grow with you. It's gotten to a point where the two of you feel like with your value system, how you think about life in the world, you're just not able to move forward because based off of what this energy is, that was what I asked God, angel, spirit guides about. And I have the Hierophant out here and the Three of Wands in reverse. And it's interesting because the Three of Wands popped out for your person as well. I'll talk to you about that in a bit. But the Hierophant is about community, institutions, traditions, belief sets, faith. And there's something about a system of belief or faith or a friend group, community group, fraternity, sorority, some type of structure where it's like you all are not able to move to that point. And it could just be the structure of marriage or institution of marriage. There's this feeling like we are not going to be able to successfully move forward in that way. We're not going to be able to successfully get this home together. Something that could be organized and structured. It doesn't feel like there's a feeling that with what these blocks are that you all can move forward. It really feels like there's a different idea between the two of you about how to take action to have your relationship feel like it's on the same page, because someone's holding on to their own beliefs, someone's holding on to their own truth, someone's holding on to their own way of being, and it's getting in the way of this flow of love with the Two of Cups here. So there is this holding on to habits, to past beliefs. In some of the cases that I'm speaking to, you literally could just be dealing with someone who's a little bit selfish. And it could be with their money, because I mean, this is a Pentacle card here, and you also have a Seven of Pentacles here in reverse too. So in a way that it matters for the relationship to show give and take, it could be that this person is just holding on too tightly in their money or finances. But I'm not feeling that as much as I'm feeling it's about, this is the way I've always done things. Our relationship has to look like this. We need to get married before we have this. We have to live in this neighborhood. It feels very much like in the world, whoever is in this connection, it could be the both of you, you just have different ideas, rigid ideas about how to move forward. And because of that, you're having a hard time moving forward. With how this connection is unfolding, and this is a very interesting thing about this connection. The Two of Swords pops up. You have that in your placement. I'll talk to you about that in a moment. And your person has it in their placement in reverse. There's this hard thing and theme about taking off the blindfold and making a choice. And what it's doing is it's robbing you all of your joy. You all probably have friends that they're inviting you all out to kick it and hang out, and you all like, no, I'm not going. You going? Okay. It's just this very, the relationship is becoming a joyless experience. Whereas in the past, you probably, went out for drinks with each other, you went to the movies, you went to hang out with your friends, you had cookouts, you cooked together, you had card games, you spent time with the family and kids, you did all of these things that felt like joy with the people that you love. And now all of a sudden, because you have gotten to this point where you have to decide how you move forward, you're hitting these hard blocks. And it feels like there needs to be more trust and intuition and self-trust. There could be more spending time getting spiritual and getting honest with each other and talking about what you really feel, the real fear related to why people are holding on to their ideas, habits, routines, and not wanting to let go of their values for the sake of this relationship to grow. That has not happened yet. So that is the connection. Now I'm coming on over to you, Sagittarius. I asked God, Angel, Spirit Guides about what the blocks are for you. And the first card that popped out is Judgment. And it says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, okay? The next card that popped out is Expect Miracles, and it popped out in reverse. There's a lack of faith in this potential. If you're dealing with someone right now, in this connection with whatever this is, faith is being lost because of how much you all are finding that you're different, or that you have different ideas about how to move forward. But on your part, Sagittarius, and I say this tenderly, Sagittarius, you are my love cup. I value you. You are a freedom-driven sign. You know what it takes to be free. You know your worth like no other. But I'm going to keep it real with you. This is a vulnerable moment, okay? There is some fear that you're working through right now, and it's serving as a block for you. And it says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. You're struggling with fear right now. So if you know that deep down you're holding on to something and you're not wanting to negotiate a boundary or a value set for this relationship to continue on, there's some deep fear that is at the root of why you're holding on so tightly. The overall block for you was the Four of Swords, and that's an interesting card because the Four of Swords in my relationship readings, that reminds me of an apology. So it feels like you're waiting for someone else to do something or act in a certain way or behave in a certain way, and then that will reactivate you to make moves and hold your part of the relationship experience. It feels like you're just kind of in a place where you're like, okay, I'm just gonna stop. All right, fine. Like, you win, you got it. Like, it's just like you're kind of like letting go. You're letting go. And again, I asked more about what's influencing this, and the devil popped out. It could be that you're dealing with someone who is a Capricorn. I do sense that you could be dealing with a Virgo. And surprisingly, no, Pisces is out here still again. I was going to say Pisces always pops out in your readings. It's out here still. But Capricorn could be, something that is in your energy, or you're dealing with someone, but it does feel like fear. It could be that there is a belief set, a behavior, a style of doing something that has been a part of you for so long. It feels like home to you. It feels safe for you, but it's also causing you to have a hard time choosing love and choosing what's best for you. You're struggling with that quite a bit. So with this energy, without confronting that fear, what it is that is keeping you holding on to something or taking a passive approach to this connection, not choosing what you really, really want, because that's another thing too. It feels like there's something that you want either with this person or out of this connection, something that you feel like you really need to feel whole in your connection, and you're not completely choosing that for yourself. It's just kind of like, it'll happen or it won't, but if it doesn't happen, we're just gonna keep rolling. It just feels like a passive approach. The future of this creates more worry for you. It puts you in a place, if you want to stay like this and stay not knowing how to address this block or unwilling to address this block, it's going to continue to create a cycle of disbelief that love can happen. It's going to continue to rob you of your faith that the love that you really want, the kind of person that you really want, also wants you. This is a negative filter to see life through. It's a lot of swords, it's a lot of thoughts, hard, penetrating thoughts showing up that are invasive, that are not true. It's a lot of anxiety energy. So there's a lot of anxiousness here happening with you, Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, you are a bold, strong, beautiful energy. People literally rely on you for a lot of strength, because you have that audaciousness to you. And what I know about Sagittarius inwardly is that you do work through your own fear. You work through your own uncertainty, and that's what's happening with you right now. It's actually blocking you. You might be showing up in your connection bold and strong and who you are, but even still, because that is still something that you're working through, if this is you, then it's still sending out a more cosmic message, or is having a vibrational influence on this connection standing still that you're in. I asked God, angel, spirit guides, what could happen if you decide to choose to let go of the fear, or to address the fear? Or for those of you where maybe there's some type of addiction or a habit that's not serving you, if that's something that you're working through and you're able to heal that and work through that, the Piscean card came up. This is all of the love and joy that we really want. It's the 10 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is finally getting to a place where there's full self-love, and then out of that cup spilling over, you can, contribute to another person. You can have love together. So there's potential here by healing that. I do feel like I'm talking to someone who's dealing with a Virgo. And then that open heart, there's potential for great love here. This Virgo card also too feels like, by trusting yourself, going within, there could be someone around you who is a Virgo or who is a great sage that's trying to encourage you to follow your heart. Sagittarius, your biggest block, and then I'll come over to your person if you're dealing with someone, is not following your heart. It seems like there's a lot of mind stuff. It's a lot of intellectualizing why this should work or shouldn't work. It has to look like this, it should look like this. It's a lot of that, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Have your standards, have your boundaries. It becomes a problem when it's too much mind and not enough heart. That means that there is no heart-mind coherence, and when that does not happen, then we tend to use too much reason in a place where heart is supposed to exist. Love and connection and relationship is all about letting the heart speak. But in this situation, with all of these swords on the table, especially with you, there's too much mind and reason and logic. 2 + 2 needs to be 4. It's never 22. It's too much of that. And so it's completely blocking your ability to trust yourself and go after love the way that you want to and just let go. And it's also having an impact for those of you who are in a connection right now, because it's at a halt. some of it is because of that, but it's not all you. So if that's what all you need, that's all you need because you're not dealing with anybody. Thank you for popping in. I'm getting ready to go over to the person that Sagittarius is dealing with, and I'll see you next week if you're not dealing with anybody. So for those of you where you're dealing with someone, the card that popped out for their block is friendship and union. This feels like they have this desire to connect with whoever they're dealing with in a friendship way, and in some way I'm getting this vibe with this person that they're a little bit overly emotional, okay? And they tend to feel like their romantic partner is supposed to hold space the way a friend would all of the time. Now, friendship is important in your relationship, but it's important to have friends because they also kind of carry the load of the emotional pieces. So that's a thing that's going to come up in just a moment a little bit more. There's doubt here. I released the need to know all the answers. They're still working through some grief, and that showed up too with the Five of Cups. I'll talk about that. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And then, they're working through a little bit of envy, it appears. It says, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. This person has their own set of insecurities. It's different though. It's not like they're fearful of love with you. It's not like they have any kind of addictions or hard standards. It's more like this inverted wondering if they are enough is what this feels like to me. The overall block, as I briefly touched on just a moment ago, is the Queen of Cups and the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands shows up in reverse in your connection. This person could be a Cancer and Aries. That's something that could be very true. Also, too, this feels like they're very emotion-led in terms of determining how they want their future to look, possibly with you or with someone else, but they really rely a lot on the emotions, and they're emotional about the reason as to why they want their relationship to unfold. They struggle with balancing their emotions, balancing heart and mind, possibly balancing their business moves, their career, and love. It just feels like they're sensitive to balancing things because this person feels like an emotional person. They take in a lot and they hold a lot, and it's hard for them to let go of it. So where you, Sagittarius, it seems like you work a lot through mind and thoughts and beliefs. You're in your head a lot. This person that you're dealing with is in their heart a lot, okay? And so when it comes to this Two of Pentacles, I confirm that with the Fool card in reverse. And so they're just kind of, I'm not going to say immature. That's not what I mean. But they definitely are less experienced than you is what it feels like. Or they are naive to the fact that there are layers to what a connection looks like. There are layers to how to have a relationship be stable and healthy. And I think that possibly could be on your mind, Sagittarius. They don't seem like they are as experienced as you are, or really understand why you have the fears that you have, or why you have the concerns that you have about this connection or about love and moving forward into something more permanent, like marriage, right? I think that you kind of are thinking thoroughly about that, and the person that you're dealing with, in your perspective, what they're going through, they're not exactly as cognizant. They're not thinking about it the same way that you are. They also have the Two of Swords in reverse, so they're prone to making challenging decisions because they are overly emotional, and they allow their emotions to guide their decision making. And their block is that it leads them to get stuck. It leads them to stay in their grief quite a bit. So this person that you're dealing with, I really do believe, it does not have to be this, but I do think that they are a Virgo. They could be a water sign, Aquarius, Aries, could be a Scorpio, could be a Cancer. I have Capricorn out here. Not limited to that, but I'm paying attention to the cards that are showing up a lot. So Aries showed up quite a bit. You have Libra out here 3 times. You have water sign out here a couple of times. You have Virgo out here. So I hope that that helps to narrow it down. Again, those signs are not signs that they have to be, but sometimes it helps to hear that. I'm going to get some final messages out here for you, Sagittarius, to close this message. Sometimes these cards come out as a prayer, and so we trust it and we let that resonate the way that it needs to. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides, for Sagittarius in their journey in love. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. What do you want Sagittarius to know? Okay, here we go. The first card out is, this is your life's purpose. This is powerful. The prayer is, Archangel Michael, you know the details of my divine life purpose, and I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. Please clearly guide my actions so that I'm taking the best steps to fully manifest my wonderful and meaningful career. Okay? So the person that you're dealing with definitely has this vibe that they're managing something related to money, possibly career, with that Two of Pentacles here, and it's showing up in the relationship connection. So that might be the prayer that you want to pray out if you're really concerned about how this relationship might impact who you are as a career person. Another card, it says, decide to be happy now. This feels so resonant with what I'm seeing on your side. It's all about choosing what makes you happy. The prayer says, thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. No coincidence. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. I am now willing to see all of the goodness in my life. That's powerful. The final message out here, it says, detach from the situation. And then it says, the Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword. Got a lot of swords on the table. To cut my attachment to fear or drama. I can't make this up. Sometimes readings are familiar, right? I'm just going to take a pause. I know you're like, girl, hurry up. Look, I got to say this to you, Sagittarius. Readings are familiar. You feel it. You know it. You are a reader yourself. I'm probably speaking to a reader. You kind of know the feeling when the messages come, it's flooding in. But sometimes a message can be so in alignment and all of the messages are connecting until it feels eerie. And I got like an eerie feeling that just shot through my entire body. This is so powerful. Sagittarius, it's really time for you to confront this fear. And it's going to be hard because I think that's your life thing to do, is to confront your fear, and it's going to free you. I'm going to start over here. It says, Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me and this situation. My lovely, lovely Sagittarius, I love you and I stand with you and I believe in your choices and I know you got this. Take care.